Hey, so another busy week, and this is actually a short week because of of our because of our trip to Jamaica. We actually leave tomorrow for the city, and then we are from there. We're gonna stay a night, and then head over to the airport in the morning from there. This week, I'm going to talk about everybody's favorite subject, money. So last Monday, Gayla and I had some exciting stuff going on. We got a golf cart and a car, all on the same day. It was kind of hectic, but so the cart was supposed to come on Saturday, but the delivery truck didn't get back until late that day, so it was to be delivered on Monday. And I even told Gail, I'm like, watch, it'll be about the same time. And it was hectic because Gail was contacting the the guy that was looking for the car for us, and he was delivering it from Panama City. And then our golf cart also came from Panama City, and I was in contact with them. Well, we had to give the guy a ride back to downtown Coronado area, and I'm the only one with the license, so the golf cart hadn't showed up yet. So Gail and I actually swapped phones for a little bit, so I could take his phone, and then in case anything happened. And so yeah, it was kind of hectic, but we got through it, and we got a new golf cart and a new car. And just the other day, Tuesday. No, yesterday was Tuesday. Monday, we actually got insurance on it, so we can legally drive it now. So stepping back, I kind of realized that we were doing things a little bit backwards. We were so excited about getting these things, and we had no way to pay them. Yes, we have money because we both sold our vehicles back in the States, but we didn't have that much money in our Panama bank account. So we needed to figure out how to get money into our Panama bank account. And yes, if you have over $10,000 in a foreign bank account, you have to claim it on taxes. So we were kind of like trying to avoid that situation, but weren't really quite sure on how to do that. But we just found out that there's a simple, like 15-minute form that you have to fill out, and you're fine for the taxes purposes. So now we need to take our money in from our US account into our Panama account and do a wire transfer. I've actually never done one before. I think Gail said he may have done one a while back, but we've never done an international one before. So we figured that out. The problem with wire transfers is that there is a fee, at least for our banks. So we switched to Charles Schwab, which is our checking account from the States, and they charge $25 for international wire transfers. And our Banismo, which is our Panama bank, charges $40 for incoming wire transfers. So if you're going to do a wire transfer, I highly recommend transferring a large lump sum so that you don't have to keep paying those extra charges. However, if you have time to transfer the money, we heard that you can simply write yourself a check. So I've read and heard that there's a couple banks, Multi-Bank lets you do this for free, but other banks, such as Global Bank, there's like a $20 charge. I also heard that it depends on how much you're writing the check for, depending on if they're going to charge you. It's kind of all over the board, and we haven't really gotten a real definite answer yet. I do have an email out to my bank hopefully they get back to me. And we also heard that you can only do like a certain amount. We heard that multi-bank was 3,000. I think it actually used to be unlimited, but now they moved it to 3,000. And so kind of different stories you kind of hear. I just kind of hear a little bit different stories on how much you can transfer and what the cost is. And so it's probably best to call your bank and figure out what they actually charge, and how much you can write the check for. One way costs some money, but it's in your bank within a day or two with the wire transfers. If you do it the check way, it's obviously the amount is going to be, the charge is going to be less. However, that way we've heard it can take up to 3-4 weeks almost in order to get that into your account. I kind of read that it goes out of your US account like right away, like within a day or two, but then it goes into the Panama account, and it kind of like sits there in limbo. And I heard that they use that money, the bank uses it, and then after like the 21 days or whatever it is, they will then put it into your account. So it's kind of like that's the charge for the transfer. I have also heard, so who knows? So call your bank if you have questions on that. So once we had our money in our Panama bank account, it's pretty easy to transfer money to another Panama bank account. Whether it's the same bank or a different bank, there's no charge that we've run into yet. So that's what we did to pay for the golf cart and the car. It's usually transferred within like an hour or so. I would not recommend doing everything the way that we did. If moving abroad, I would recommend looking at your bank and credit card company at least 6 months before our moving to make sure what the right one is for you. If your current bank is the right one and your current credit card, that's awesome. We found out after doing some reading that our credit cards and banks, they weren't all the best. So that's why we switched to Charles Schwab for checking, because they have zero costs for ATM charges. And even if that ATM charges you, Charles Schwab will reimburse you that money. So we switched to them. And for our credit card, we switched to Bank of America because they do not charge any international transaction fees. So for instance, if I'm going to use my credit card for a purchase, they don't charge anything for that. And it's worldwide, it's not just in Panama. So I would highly recommend doing some research if you're thinking of moving abroad and going that route. So changing your bank and credit card company can be a pain, especially if those of you who do automatic pay. So just take a second to think about how much you actually have on automatic pay. It's kind of ridiculous. You don't want to forget anything. So that's why I suggest doing it like 6 months prior versus a couple of months like we did. So we purchased a car and a golf cart. Wait until you see what our next big purchase is. But first, Jamaica. So next week, I probably won't put out a video just because of our trip to Jamaica, depending on how the end of next week goes, if I can get that video out before the end of next week, it will probably be on our trip to Jamaica. So until next time.